In the year 1162, amidst the sweeping grasslands and wind-battered steppes of Mongolia, a boy named Temujin was born into the Borjigin tribe. His birth was said to coincide with a blood clot in his hand, a sign, many believed, that he was destined for greatness. Temujin's father, Yasujii, was a respected warlord and tribal leader who once fought alongside powerful alliances. But power in the Mongol world was fragile, built on loyalty that shifted like sand in the wind. When Temujin was just 9, his father was poisoned by the rival Tatars during a diplomatic feast. With Yasujii's death, his family was abandoned by their own clan, left to fend for themselves in the wild. His mother, Holun, kept her children alive by foraging roots, hunting rats, and teaching them the cruel realities of survival. Temujin grew up hungry, hunted, and hardened by the unforgiving steppes. These early years shaped him into a leader who knew the bitter taste of betrayal and the value of loyalty. Long before he raised an empire, he learned to conquer hunger, fear, and the loneliness of exile. As Temujin grew older, he began forging bonds with other young warriors. Alliances born not of noble blood, but shared suffering. But not all bonds would last. His one-time blood brother, Jamuka, would become his greatest rival. At first, the two fought side by side, rallying clans to their banners, dreaming of unity. But Jamuka clung to aristocracy, favoring noble-born leaders, while Temujin believed in promoting men by merit. This ideological rift tore their alliance apart and sparked a brutal civil war among the Mongols. Temujin was captured by a rival tribe and subjected to humiliating imprisonment. Chained, caged, and paraded like a beast. But he escaped, aided by a sympathetic jailer who believed in his cause. Vowing never to be powerless again, Temujin began amassing loyal followers, rewarding courage over bloodline. He crushed rival tribes one by one, breaking the cycle of betrayal with calculated revenge. And in doing so, he began to transform from a hunted boy into the ruler of a rising storm. By his early 20s, Temujin had tasted both defeat and vengeance. But now, he hungered for unity. The Mongol world was fractured, a land of endless tribal feuds, blood debts, and shifting alliances. Temujin saw what others did not, a chance to end the chaos by building something greater than any tribe alone. Unlike other leaders, he rose common men through the ranks, rewarding loyalty and ability over lineage. This meritocracy won him fierce loyalty from the lower classes and fear from the old aristocrats. Slowly, he gathered strength, defeating rival clans and folding them into his growing army. Those who resisted were crushed. Those who surrendered were welcomed and elevated. In 1206, after years of conquest and diplomacy, the tribes convened at the Onon River for a great Kurultai. There, Temujin was declared Genghis Khan, the universal ruler of the Mongols. A new era had begun, not just for Mongolia, but for the world. Genghis Khan's genius lay not just in uniting his people, but in how he unleashed them. His armies were swift, coordinated, and disciplined, unlike anything the world had seen. He trained his soldiers to ride and shoot from horseback with deadly precision from childhood. His war machine moved with terrifying speed, covering hundreds of miles in days, striking before enemies could prepare. Genghis used deception like a blade. Feigned retreats, ambushes, and psychological warfare were his trademarks. Cities that resisted him were made examples. Entire populations wiped out to instill fear. But those who submitted were spared, often assimilated and protected under his rule. He was ruthless but calculated. Every act of violence had a purpose: control. His campaigns crushed the Khwarezmian Empire, ravaged northern China, and stormed across Central Asia. Genghis Khan had become a storm without borders, reshaping civilizations in his wake. Genghis Khan was not just a destroyer. He was a creator of systems, ideas, and order. Under his rule, The Mongol Empire became the largest contiguous empire in human history. His armies connected the east and west in ways never seen before, laying the groundwork for global trade. For the first time in centuries, merchants, monks, and scholars could travel safely across thousands of miles. Genghis Khan implemented the Yasa, a code of laws that applied to all, from commoners to nobles. He banned the kidnapping of women, outlawed aristocratic privilege, and promoted loyalty over bloodline. Religious tolerance flourished under his reign. Buddhists, Muslims, Christians, and shamans all practiced freely. He recruited talents from all cultures. Chinese engineers, Persian scribes, and Arab doctors helped run his empire. Genghis didn't just conquer. He organized, codified, and stabilized. His legacy was not just carved into the battlefield, but into the DNA of civilization itself. In 1227, Genghis Khan died, just as his empire stood on the brink of consuming all of China. But how he died remains one of history's greatest unsolved riddles. Some accounts say he was thrown from his horse while hunting and succumbed to internal injuries. Others whisper that he was fatally wounded during a siege, struck by an arrow from a desperate defender. One legend tells of a captured Tangut princess who hid a blade and assassinated him in revenge. Mongol chroniclers offer little, deliberately vague, as if silence itself served the empire better than truth. His generals, sworn to secrecy, carried his body back to Mongolia in total silence. Those who saw the procession were reportedly killed to protect the route's secrecy. To this day, historians debate the true cause of his death. Was it nature, battle, or revenge? What is certain is that his death only deepened the legend. In 1227, Genghis Khan died, just as his empire stood on the brink of consuming all of China. But how he died remains one of history's greatest unsolved riddles. Some accounts say he was thrown from his horse while hunting and succumbed to internal injuries. Others whisper that he was fatally wounded during a siege, struck by an arrow from a desperate defender. One legend tells of a captured Tangut princess who hid a blade and assassinated him in revenge. Mongol chroniclers offer little, deliberately vague, as if silence itself served the empire better than truth. His generals, sworn to secrecy, carried his body back to Mongolia in total silence. Those who saw the procession were reportedly killed to protect the route's secrecy. To this day, historians debate the true cause of his death. Was it nature, battle, or revenge? What is certain is that his death only deepened the legend.